at Dante Russo Nance, his status?
Yeah, look, we'll see, but I think he'll be okay. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That would have been a big positive for you though, his play throughout, and it's been something that's been coming through the season, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I just talked about this. Like, yeah, like his play was good, but the way we showed up and performed today, like that isn't like championship level material. We talked about their ability to play in transition, clap back after makes, offensive rebounds, like unacceptable. Like when I review the tape, that the grading's going to look like my bloody high school report card. You know, like what we were playing for as far as just like us growing as a group. It's not the opposition, because they're playing at a phenomenal level right now.
Yeah.
But the way we performed is not how we've been performing of late.
Do you feel like, I mean, you have been performing outstandingly well.
Yep.
So do you feel like it was a little bit of a step back tonight?
Well, like the Kings have just dominated us 3-0 in regular season.
Yeah.
The way they're playing right now with the confidence and the pace, like if you don't give that the attention to detail that's required, like you're in a game like we were tonight, and you know that's not going to get you anywhere.
Just obviously great first quarter from you guys. What changed after that?
Yeah, look, I think JR touched on it. They're playing at a really good level, and we didn't match it. But it's a good lesson to learn now, right? You know, it's kind of playoff basketball now. So we've still got a lot to play for. We've got one game left, but that's a good indicator and a good lesson if we learn it, that kind of that's the level. And Jas said, like, they're playing at a really good level. They're physical, they get after it, obviously well coached, and they've got the horses as well. So, yeah, good lesson, I think.
How important is that last game for you? I mean, probably might not have as much ramifications now as it might have done, but that last game at home, you know, the old enemy, obviously. How are you going to approach that?
Matthew, do you read the media towards the Perth Wildcats?
Well, when it comes to you, I do, obviously.
So, like you only get so many opportunities to play the game and put your stamp on it, and then the sidebar mental games that go along with it, you know. So every game's important.
Your first couple of answers, John, you're obviously disappointed with the performance and the passion, the intensity. Did you cut the boys any slack, given there was no Dylan Windler, no Ben Henschel?
No.
3 points, 10 rebounds combined there?
Absolutely not, because everyone's always looking for opportunity. And when your opportunity comes, now it's a great test. Tonight was a great test. But we're going after next week. There's no more coming back after you lose. So, like, we've been in this mentality for a little bit of our season. And tonight was the ultimate test. And I never worry about the scoreboard, because if you attention to detail and you do all of the things that'll work out for itself. Tonight we just didn't have the application and the discipline in certain moments to give ourselves a legit chance.
Joe, you came into this game, you had mentioned Kendrick as someone who would be toward the top of the scouting report, as he is for most teams. What made it so difficult to contain him tonight?
Well, like he's playing well, I'm sure, with what was going on in the media, his own personal aspirations and so forth. Like, he's coming out juiced to play. And like they're functioning at a very high level right now. You know, they got their 5, but then you go through the bench. Like, you know, they're playing at a very, very good level right now, and we need to feel that, like, the way they compete. And competing is a million different ways you can look at it. But like we score, they're back at us. Like, we haven't felt that for a while, and until you feel it, like, there's no excuses going forward.
I know a lot of people mentioned you're on a stretch of winning games. It's good to be sort of back a peg against a team like this that's constantly playing with pace and the positional size. Do you feel like your team can use this and use it as a learning experience going forward?
Look, that's what you hope for, but I prefer winning than losing and learning from winning.
Do you have any indication on Ben or Dylan for next week against Adelaide?
Yeah, look, I'm no doctor. They're progressing like they should play.
John, have you seen anything in those 3 heavy losses to Sydney that us new mortals might have missed that makes you think you can beat them in a 3-game semi-final or 5-game grand final series? What would be your confidence levels and thoughts now heading into a possible series matchup against the Kings?
Well, let's worry about next week, but I'll give you somewhat of an answer. Like, we did a good job in the first quarter. There's certain teams you got to approach the game in a certain way to give yourself a chance. Otherwise, if you approach it the wrong way, it just becomes a slow death. Where, like, the first quarter, we had good pace, good tempo. Like, we had some good shot quality and different stuff like that. But, like, the disappointing thing was our attention to detail in our D-trans, made and misses, and then just their offensive rebounding. Too many times the ball hits the ground and they come up with the ball. And they're just like momentum killing type of plays,
Is that clearly, you don't think it's an effort thing? It's more of just an IQ thing, or just wanting it a bit more? I mean, how do you look at it?
No, like they were the hungrier team tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you talk about guys wanting chances. Like, the easiest way is go find the ball.
Yeah.
And they found the ball, just wait. And, like, that's a trend of how they're doing what they're doing right now. Like, if you don't match them in that area, it's going to be a really long night. You'll have to look after the ball and shoot a high percentage.
Mikey?
Yeah, Jess, I might come to you quickly. You've played well against every other team that you might end up playing in the finals now, except for Sydney. What are you seeing from them that's the same question to what JL was just asked, but what do you see from the Kings that makes them so difficult to come up against?
No, I think I just touched on it in my previous answer. I think they're competing at a really high level, and then you combine that with being well coached and having good talent. That's kind of the recipe, right? So I stand by what I said before, right? Like, that's like, kudos to them, but it's a good lesson for us, right? And obviously I'd rather win and learn, but at the same time it's a good lesson with 1 game left in the regular season to kind of see where we're at and regroup and go again, right? Like, there's a lot to play for next week, and even more so the week after that.
And sometimes scripts are just written perfectly, aren't they? Going to Friday night, there's every chance that you might need to win to stay 4th, and there's every chance that Bryce and his Adelaide team might need to win to stay 2nd or to go top. It's a game that couldn't be better placed going into it. Jess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, it's an important game, right? Like, I think the way the NBL's been, these are probably the last 5-6 years, right? Like, we've had some games at home where, it's come down to point spread and the last basket of the last game of the regular season, right? The NBL's always that tight, and that's why those, the point spread's so important, and the games at the start, at the start of the season, are so important, right? You can't switch off in this league at any point. So, it's kind of metaphor for the last possession, right? It's the last regular season game, and it's just as important as the first, but obviously the ramifications could potentially be bigger. But huge game for both of us. As I said, it's kind of playoff basketball already, right? Like, the physicality and the way we're getting after it. Like, it's a good early introduction to how we need to play on Friday and the week after that.
Now, I don't mean to rewind too far, and I know you talked about this with Damo pre-game on Friday, but were you surprised by just how much attention your dunk got last week?
Yeah, I was.
I think that's it from me. Anything from you, Craig?
No, I've answered everything, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks.